Welcome to Red Boots and Heels. We're glad you joined us.
I'm Boots.
And I'm Heels. We've had kind of a strange week, haven't we?
Oh, it's been a really strange week, but we had an awesome day.
Yeah, we did have an awesome day.
To close off the week.
Why don't we tell them about our awesome day before we get into the other things that we want to get into?
Why I look the way I look.
Well, you look amazing. You look marvelous.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
You. Hey, bike hair, bike face, bike everything, bike sweat.
Hey, there's a lot of people out there that thinks that's pretty groovy.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Is groovy still a word?
It
Probably not. Oh, goodness. All right. Yeah, so I got a call, and Boots here was part of the planning, I guess, the planning of going over to a place in Holiday Island. And
well, really wasn't. I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, let's do this.
Well, okay, someone else had plans for her to do this.
Yeah.
And then she called me, and I'm like, yeah, I need some positivity in my life right now,
doubt.
especially after the last few weeks we've had and everybody's had. And only glad to do it. I mean, we spent, it was a summer fun run group that's part of some people that are part of that group. And I didn't know anything much about them, but I'm really impressed with what they do.
Yeah, basically, anytime there's a call out to the bike community to reach out to someone, we answer the call. And I mean, it's people of all different walks of life come together, and we get on our bikes and we do what needs to get done. And today the call was to go visit a very, very sweet couple from the bike community that are now in an assisted living and not doing quite well. They've gotten older and have ill health. And so there was the call to go on a run to go visit these sweet people in the nursing home, which is exactly what we did.
And it was so cool. For me, it was just amazing to be a part of that, because there was probably 40 to 50 bikes there. And they just kind of took a little circle up there, and then they got off their bikes and they fellowshipped with those folks, because if I'm understanding right, they had a bike shop for 50 years or something like that, some crazy amount of time. And
they worked seven days a week.
Yeah.
This couple had been married all their lives. They originally were from California, and they had a bike shop and a bike accessory shop, and they were open 7 days a week. 7 days a week, they served the bike community, and they in all those years that they were open, they did a lot of charity work and a lot of outreach in their community, and they're just wonderful, sweet people. And it has just been so hard. The aging process is hard enough,
it
but
is
then giving up a part of your life that you're so passionate about, to where you're able to just constantly have such a great community of people to be a part of, and having to give that up because you've gotten older.
I mean, just because age gets in the way. And especially being part of a community like that, because it's such a loving community.
Very much so.
Very much so. Just a lot of interaction with their family and friends. And I noticed one comment real quickly that she said that just I thought was so amazing. She said, I mean, there's 40 or 50 bikes out there and people are out fellowshipping. And she said, this just reminds me of a Saturday at the bike shop.
Yeah, she was so cute. She said,
I loved it.
This reminds me of a Saturday in the parking lot of our bike shop. I love this.
Yeah.
And she had her assistant, to make sure that she was walking well. And he wasn't able to get up and walk around, but she was. And she walked and she met everybody and she looked at all the bikes, and it made these people so happy.
It was just amazing.
It made them so happy.
Yeah, so I almost hate getting off this subject, but I know we're going to have to. I
will say one thing.
Okay.
about
only
what
one?
she said. I out of respect and of course wanting to be very careful with these sweet people, I of course had my mask on.
Yeah.
To approach them,
sure, of course,
within a close distance, because I just
pictures.
wanted to hug on them.
I've got pictures to prove it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And so I had my mask on, and I went over and I was leaned down and was speaking to them, and she said, "Sweetheart, you're beautiful. You take that mask off so I can see your face."
Aw, she did.
Yeah.
Aw, that's so amazing.
Just
I know.
People just
people miss people's faces.
People miss
people's
humanity.
faces. Yeah, they do. They do. That's for sure. I see that, and I believe that. So and on that note, with our the mask agendas and the mandate agenda podcast that we did, we've gotten tons of tons of comments on that, and I'd just like to reiterate, we're not anti-vaxxers really.
No.
We're just and anti-maskers. We'll wear it when it's necessary.
Yeah,
but
it's up to everyone. I don't begrudge anybody at all for
I
whatever
don't either.
personal decision they decide to make.
Yeah.
Make it.
So-
and it has nothing to do with political party. It has nothing to do with anything.
And it should be no mask or vaccine shaming
Absolutely.
at all.
None.
100%. Just some people are just uncomfortable because it doesn't. Things are not making sense. I mean, my daughter right now is double vaccinated and she has COVID. She's suffering through COVID right now. So
and she's actually very sick with COVID.
Yeah, she is,
after being double vaccinated.
Yeah, so it's just all over the place with that. So
Right.
I mean, we take our comments to heart. We're so happy that people do comment, and we get some adverse remarks on there, and we get some positive remarks on there.
After the nursing home run today, we were quickly glancing over some of the comments that we've gotten with a couple of our podcasts, and we just thought, you know what? I had to pass by the house on my way home
why not?
on my motorcycle, and I'll just stop and we'll kind of address a couple of these comments because. I mean, some are some are great, and some are very positive. Some are very negative, and there's some amazing. I mean, it's just. And then there's some that are just like you think.
Well, how did you come up with that? Anyway.
Yeah,
but
I can't. I don't get it.
It is interesting to see how the outside world reflects on some of our thoughts. Which is why we did it. We wanted engagement. We wanted people to be able to have a dialogue. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'll read a few of these.
Yeah. Let's start off. Let's just. Get into this just a little bit. I won't get into have a little bit of an idea.
Okay. Yeah, and just kind of give you some idea of the positives and the negatives here. We have John over here that says, very evident how this administration feels about its citizens, whether abroad or home. They have done a lot to change the view of our country to all of the other countries.
Yeah,
I guess I would have to agree with that.
Right. I mean, what set America apart and made America, the United States of America, exceptional, and American citizens reaping in that exceptionalism has now become, part of the wasteland of the globalist yuck.
Yeah, true.
So, but we're going to turn that around.
Yeah, we got to stick together, and we got
to stick together, and we got to
hang in there. Then we have JD out here that said, Benghazi, Biden happened, no honor, no loyalty, no America first anymore. America is last.
Yeah. America is last, and American people are last. I mean, what happened to No Man Left Behind? Because this administration doesn't believe in that.
I just keep seeing that over and over again. America last, America last. That's coming up an awful lot in the comments, which is a stark contrast from just a year ago, when it seemed like the unity of the people were saying America first, and we had that rally mentality of banding together, and like I mentioned before, you see this kind of camaraderie in a Razorback football game or most football games, and actually it was sweeping across the nation, and it was just so wonderful to see that togetherness and people doing that. Now it's just like everybody's depressed.
What we're going to have to do though is we're going to have to take these horrific negative experiences that we're going through across the globe, and we're going to have to band together.
Yeah.
We've done it before in victory, and now we can do it again. We can take these experiences and take this, and we can grow from it, and we can come together with this. But it's going to take a little bit of work.
Yeah. And a lot of the comments that I'm also seeing is, they're talking about how, not just with what happened in Afghanistan, I think that's definitely the forefront. Okay, definitely the forefront. It even is over the variants and the vaccines and stuff right now, because people are in an outrage about what's happened. They're in an outrage that it's okay, even at a 10% loss of Americans. You don't leave any Americans behind. You don't leave your allies and the people that trust you behind. You just don't do that. Not if you have ethics. You don't do that. If you have morality, you don't do that.
What people are starting to find and starting to see, and people, reputable news sources, which there are very few in the United States anymore, are actually starting to see that there was no vetting process, that all this was just a one big giant shit show. And we didn't know who was scooped up and who was left.
Yeah.
Basically,
sure.
there were American citizens with paperwork that were supposed to be airlifted out that were left behind, but yet there were jihadists, apparently.
Yeah.
Jihadists with what was thought to be their children, who actually turned out to not be their children. They were their child brides.
Yeah.
Children
Yep, that's
that
been all
they've
over the
taken.
news as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's being
Yeah.
told in the news now.
And so,
also,
is that a surprise to anybody? Because
No,
it's not a
not
surprise
really.
to me.
because they have no honor. So now we've got pedophiles. We've got pedophiles that have child brides that have been brought to the United States, and United States citizens have been left behind. And people are really upset about things like this, as they should be.
Well, maybe there is a light. There's a light in there, and maybe that light is, now that they are in the United States, maybe, just maybe, someone will go and intervene for that child bride. I mean, it's too young to be a bride of any kind.
I know.
I don't know. So maybe there's some light for her. But my gosh, just goes to show you that, being unvetted and not the documents not being right, and in the haste that this was done in, has caused a lot of errors, right? Even from that
which
that
is
part.
typical for this administration. I mean, this happened through the 8 years of Obama and Biden. We had created disasters that caused the largest refugee crisis since World War II, and now here we are again. So if we're already fresh into this, in just a few months of a presidency, what in the world is the next 3.5 years going to be like, people? I mean, this is unbelievable. But what we've got to do, I don't care what party you thought you belonged to, this is a matter of right and wrong. This is a matter of tyranny or freedom. What are you?
You have to decide
what's
you're
the
aligned
fiber
with.
of your being,
Yeah.
and which side of history are you going to be on? Because there's a good side and there's a bad side.
true.
And as far as me, I plan on being on the good side of history.
Yeah.
And I hope that more of you make that decision too. And we've got to decide what we're going to do and how we're going to go about this, because not doing anything has caused this.
Yeah, you have to decide on what kind of people, period, that you're going to align
Right.
with. It's not about political affiliation. It's really, what kind of people
What
do you
are
align
you?
yourself with?
What
I
are
wouldn't
you?
go
What is
out
the
and
core of
align.
your being?
I wouldn't go out and align myself with a serial killer. I wouldn't go out and align
No.
myself with a drug addict. I wouldn't align myself with people knowingly with that. So you really have to really think about who you align yourself with. Not even bring politics into it. Really, you have to think about that. Sometimes some people cross the line. People get divorced every day. They loved you once and now they hate you tomorrow. Okay, because probably something happened in there that caused that person to lose the value in your eyes of somehow. So this is really what's happening at a great big scale across our nation, is, the value of what you once thought might not be there anymore if you're a Democrat.
But
possibly.
the basic value of what makes the United States of America what it is still there.
Yeah.
We just have to fight to maintain it.
Right.
And we've done a piss poor job of that. We have let maniacs, we've let corrupt career politicians that absolutely do not care about our country, and they do not care about you or your children or grandchildren, and we have let them have decisions that have run us down into a hellhole.
I mean, how do you leave school kids behind? How do you leave, the Sacramento, the school children? How do you leave them behind? How do you not plan to get them out? How do you not do all of these things?
How do you leave those college students behind?
How do you do that?
That sat for hours and hours in a bus on end at the gates of the airport, and were not allowed in by the Taliban because, for whatever reason, someone in this administration decided that the Taliban is their buddy. Go figure that.
Yeah.
I mean, what does this tell you about who actually is the enemy here?
Yeah, it's scary.
I mean, people have got to think, who is the enemy?
I mean, it's scary. It really is. You don't know who you can trust anymore. I mean, we're supposed to have. Well, you do, but then what do you do about it?
Right.
I mean,
what if people choose not to think about it? They choose. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to clutter their mind. They've got too much other things on their mind. They don't want to think about it. But you're going to have to think about it if we ever want to turn this around. And basically, what it comes down to is, don't your children, your grandchildren, and your neighbors, don't they deserve to be able to grow up
Yeah.
and have the same opportunity in the same wonderful country that you did.
Yeah, if you
Or you
want
just-
that, you better do something about
I
it.
mean, because it's not fair that you don't do what you need to do to ensure that future generations have the same opportunity that you had.
Everybody, I want you to meet Valentine. This
Hi,
is Valentine.
Valentine.
She's been around my home for about 14 years. Just
Yeah,
a quick break,
14 or so years.
just to introduce her. She hasn't really had a chance to be a part of this
I know,
podcast room
everybody
before.
else has made a showing.
pretty much. Well, not everybody.
Well, Samson has.
Actually,
Samson
it's
hasn't.
like Green Acres up here. I mean, that would take
Yeah,
I don't know, a
well-
month to show you everybody. But yeah, this is Valentine. She's about 14 years old, so she kind of wanted to be sitting on my lap today,
she
so we
wanted to
decided
say
to let her.
hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So-
Okay, going to take one quick break. I got to let her in because she's scratching on the door. We switched dogs here.
Yeah. Oh, we did. I've got Valentine.
Okay, and I've got Willow. Willow was not happy that Valentine was in here, so she is
No.
scratching on the door. So
And
we're
my
going to take a
dogs,
quick break.
my dogs will not be happy when I get home smelling like her.
Oh, you know, they're going to be very mad. They're going to think you cheated on them.
I know.
So, yeah.
Are you going to read another one?
Oh, well, I could. Okay.
Okay.
So Afghanistan people before Americans. Yep, that's what Biden is all about.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings on that one, to be honest. I mean, I think American first, no matter what.
Yeah, Americans
so there's
first.
no question about that. But there's also some good Afghanistan people that,
there are.
did participate in helping us
There
that
are,
is left
but
behind.
by the same token, I understand people's anger in that at some point, people of a nation are going to have to stand
Fed
their
up.
ground.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to stand their
And
ground.
they're fed up.
And they're going to have to fight back. And but that's what revolutions are for.
Yeah. Well, here's a whoops. So here's
Yeah.
a good example of that. This man named Mohammed, no mention of the last name, who went over in 2008 to save Biden's butt along with the other senators that their Black Hawk helicopter. I don't know if it's a Black Hawk helicopter.
Yeah. He
The
was an
helicopter went
interpreter.
down into hostile territory, and it took that man to be able to lead
Yeah.
them in to get them out safely. So that he saved Biden's ass. I'm not sure if I'm mad at him. I think I might be a little
know.
mad at him. Okay, but
Either way,
he did do that.
interpreter has been left behind.
He has been left behind, and he sent out a message and said, "Please don't forget me and my family," because he knows he's going to be hunted down
Right.
and probably killed, mutilated in the most severe way possible. And yet, so he saved Joe, and Joe's not willing to save him.
Because Joe, let's just say,
I don't know. Align yourself with the right kind of people.
His honey badger Joe don't give a damn.
Yeah. So
Basically.
we're just gonna leave it with that. Joe don't give a damn.
Joe don't give a damn.
He don't give a damn. Okay. And we do. So that's why
but we
we're
do, and we
doing
know
this.
that you do.
Yeah, we know you
and
do.
so hopefully, with all of us talking about
Yeah.
this, we've got to talk about this, and we've got to band together, and we've got to figure out a plan of action, and
Lift
we've got
each
to
other up.
motivate. We've got to lift each other
Yep.
up.
Yeah.
And we're going to take it back, folks. We're going to take it back.
Yeah, we have to. We have to. This is our country. This is our country. This is the United States of America.
Let's pray and let's hope for wonderful things, but in with that, we also have to take action.
We do. So listen, we love your comments, so please keep commenting and talk to each other, talk
Please
to
do.
us, subscribe on our YouTube channel, please, and check out our website at redbootsandheels.com, and also Pets and Politics. I mean, we obviously rescue animals all the time, and much of which has found homes with both Boots and I. And others. So we do, and even in that, we vet people pretty hard just to take on an animal.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So you'd think they'd do a better job in doing it in people, but anyway. Okay, so anyway, we're just going to say so long for now. We love you guys, and we'll see you soon.
See you next time.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.